Hello there, I'm Joe Cawthorn and welcome to this week's SportsChat Podcast.
Hello and welcome to this week's Rotherham Advertising SportsChat Podcast. Joining me around the table this week is Miller's correspondent David Beddows.
Afternoon.
Rotherham Advertiser editor Andrew Mosley.
Hello.
And columnist Charlie Graves.
And a very good afternoon.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. January's starting to hot up for the Millers then. Names been thrown in left, right and centre about who will be joining the club and who will be leaving also. Big news from the last day or two, Alex Revell possibly on a move, ready for a move to South Wales in Cardiff City. David, is there any truth in these rumours?
Well, there seems to be, because it's been rumbling for a few days. An offer's reportedly gone in. Rotherham reportedly have accepted it. I mean, this has been in the offing for a while because Revell's contract is up in the summer and Rotherham have not offered him a new deal. So obviously there's some uncertainty. Is he part of Rotherham's longer-term plans? So the fact that his name should be there isn't a surprise, really.
But Charlie, firm fans' favourite, 2 promotions in 2 years, scored that wonder goal at Wembley. Do you think the fans will be happy to see him go?
Well, I don't think it's a matter whether the fans like it or not. OK, he scored a wonder goal at Wembley, which could have landed up in Rosehead, couldn't it? But, you know, it came off, and credit to him. I mean, I would have thought that, he'll think that all his birthdays have come at once. And if I was him, he'll be getting more money, presumably, if he does go. The problem is that, depending on what they get for him, and it's been rumoured that it might be sort of 175-ish, they're not going to get anybody from Rotherham Sunday League for that sort of money, are they? But I would suggest that if he does go, that they put that money towards getting a stellar signing. Because the problem is, there's no point bringing in Numpty Smith from, Numpty United, because you'll just get much more of the same. To get any sort of quality, you've got to spend $1 million plus. Is that worth a gamble for somebody who's likely to get you 10 goals, 12 goals to keep you up? I think they've got to do that. They've got to stop prattling about buying bits and pieces. Go for a proper signing who's going to actually deliver the goods.
Andrew, Revell, obviously, what do you make of the situation? Do you think that it's good business for Rotherham, given that he's out of contract in the summer?
I think it's surprising business. It's not exactly big money, is it? But like Charlie just said, he's out of contract. Get anything you can for him.
Anything's better than nothing.
And I think he's right. They do have to stop spending 200 grand here, 300 grand here, and buying in players that aren't really any better than what they had before. It's about time they maybe made that jump, went for a big gun who can fire them up the league. I mean, there's talk now of Becchio going back to Leeds. He could have been the answer. Players like Grant Holt are available. He could be the answer. There's
been 1 or 2 rumours as well that Jordan Bowery is attracting interest from Coventry. What do we think to that? Obviously, was the most expensive signing in the summer before Johnson Clark Harris rolled up. Dave, what do you think to that? Do you think that a loan could possibly be in the offing?
It could be. I mean, Rotherham, to an extent, invested in potential when they took Bowery in the summer, and to be honest, we've not really seen it realised, have we, up to yet? He's been in and out, maybe going out League One, playing at a slightly lower level, get a bit of confidence back, come back with a bit of zip about him. But that signing yet hasn't totally worked, has it?
It hasn't, has it, Charlie? I mean, they're expecting big things from the former Aston Villa man.
I mean, to be fair to Steve Evans, the people who he has spent decent money on have not delivered the goods and they've let him down badly. But on the other hand, he sinks or swims by his signings and it's easy. Hindsight's a great thing, but the fact is that the people he's brought in aren't delivering, and I can't see any difference now in the transfer window. I mean, he's on about bringing people in and that, but they've already stated that they're not going to go mad, and I think if they don't go mad and get somebody in, they're going to go down.
Well, just looking at that then, Andrew, just to bring you in, we spoke about a couple of players who could be leaving the New York Stadium. Let's have a look at a couple of players who could be coming in then. Eoin Doyle has been mentioned from Chesterfield. Apparently, of course, this is only pure speculation, nothing from either club. Rumours that a £600,000 bid was rejected. Very prolific goal scorer in League One. Is he the kind of player that Rotherham really need at the moment, Andrew?
Well, at least he's a goal scorer for a start. I mean, when Rotherham brought Jordan Bowery in, there was people saying, oh yeah, he could be the next big thing, but he hadn't even scored any goals anywhere he'd been previously. At least Eoin Doyle can find the net, which is a start. Whether he can do it at that level again is open to question, isn't it? And
rumours as well, Dave, that Chesterfield were looking for maybe over £1 million for Eoin Doyle. So Rotherham's bid coming in a little bit below that.
It is. It's not nearly there, is it? I mean, Rotherham, don't forget, willing to pay out upwards of £1 million for Stevie May back in the summer, so they have got a bit extra brass if they really want to spend it. I think there's a leeway there.
I think perhaps his wages might be less than Stevie May was demanding as well, which might give them that chance of getting him.
I mean, as well, there's obviously the Tom Lawrence who went back to Leicester as well. Could be seen as a replacement for Revell if he comes back, given the style of play change and things like that. Charlie, do you think that he could get the goals?
It's irrelevant talking about names. The fact is, they've got to decide how much they're going to spend first, and then find somebody for that sort of money.
Well, I'm guessing that will have already been decided at board level.
Yeah, so there's no point saying, Grant Holt or whatever, because even if it's somebody like Grant Holt wouldn't come for less than, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 grand a week, plus a reasonable transfer fee, and Rotherham aren't going to pay that sort of money. So I suspect that it's going to be doom and gloom unless they really shove the boat out. I mean, you can appreciate they don't want to get into oodles of debt, but what do they want to do? Do they want to spend not very much and be a really financially secure team that gets relegated, or risk a bit and appreciate now that they're in the Championship? And even the poorer sides in the Championship have spent. We haven't. We've got 96 players who cost 3 and 6 each. Why not just have 2 or 3 who cost a bit more but are quality players? It's obvious now that we haven't got the quality to survive at the moment in the Championship.
Yeah, we've all had the criticisms, haven't we, that the players who have come in aren't any better than what's gone before. And if you're stuck with them, you're stuck with them. But you have to find other ways out of it, which is Steve Evans' job, isn't it? But what Neil Lennon's done in space of 2 months.
And Gary Rowett at Birmingham.
Yeah.
I suspect that he'll have to get rid of a few to bring a few in. But the problem is, if they're not doing it here, who's going to want them?
Well, Cardiff City apparently want Alex Revell.
Yeah, that's one. Who's going to want the rest? The bits and pieces players who aren't doing it, aren't playing regularly.
I think it's got to be a measured gamble, hasn't it? If they go for this stellar signing like Charlie's mentioned, it's got to be measured. It can't be one that's going to break the bank, put the club in financial problems. We've had years of that. It's got to be budgeted and done right.
Just a quick mention for someone else as well. Quite heavy speculation that Scott Wootton, who was on loan, could be coming back to the club on a permanent from Leeds United. Dave, is that what Rotherham United need? Is it an area where you think he could fill?
Well, he's been steady. He has been steady. I don't think he's been outstanding, but he's been steady on that side. I understand there might be a fee involved because of the deal that took him from Manchester United to Leeds. So, that's something that they're going to have to work out.
Brilliant. Right, just leave the Millers there for now then. Just to talk quickly about the Titans. Of course, in last week's podcast we discussed the controversy at Clifton Lane to do with a couple of the disciplinary actions that have been brought to a couple of their players. It's come to light, I think today, possibly yesterday, that Tom Cruise had his red card rescinded, Dave.
Yeah, and it's been expunged from his record as well, which is good. But I suppose it didn't alter the damage that Rotherham lost a key player in a big game. I've been talking to Lee Blackett today, and he said it was a massive blow. It wasn't the reason for the defeat, but it certainly didn't help. So, although it has been rescinded, and that's good, so there's some damage there.
The damage has been done.
Yeah.
Got a massive game this weekend, haven't they, against the club virtually directly above them, and so I think that's a massive positive for them.
See, we shouldn't be surprised, should we, that they came down very heavily on us and somewhat justifiably. I mean, Rotherham have never been a great favourite of the authorities. I think we've always been regarded as the young upstarts, and I don't know. I think they take every chance they can to have a niggle at us, but I think we should shove 2 fingers up to them and say, right, you've done the right thing, but you didn't need to do that in the first place.
Brilliant. Right, so thank you very much for your time, gentlemen. Charlie Graves thinks we should shove 2 fingers up to the authorities. Do you agree? You can let us know by contacting us at RothTiserSport on Twitter. We also have a poll up on our website at the minute regarding replacements for Alex Revell should he leave for Cardiff City. The Rotherham Advertiser is out on Friday as usual with all your news and interviews from Clifton Lane and the New York Stadium. I'll thank you for listening and speak to you again next week. Thank you.